So this October has been a really special one for us at Doom Productions. Me especially because, my movie, Two Little Ghosts, just came out. Released October 7th, I think that was the date. And it's, like any filmmaker can tell you, that feeling of when a movie is finally released just feels amazing, feels great. And we've been loving the response that we've been getting to the movie. It's been really awesome to finally share this thing that's been inside my head for 2 years now with everybody. It was conceived in 2020. We shot it 2021, animated it, all that kind of stuff. It took a lot of hard work went into it. And to everyone who's seen Two Little Ghosts, thank you for watching. It means a whole lot to us that you've taken an hour out of your life and dedicated it to our movie and to watch something that we made. That means a lot to us. So thank you to everyone who's watched Two Little Ghosts. And if you haven't seen Two Little Ghosts, please check it out. It's our new movie that just came out. It's about an hour long. It's kind of a romance, Halloween, fantasy, drama, silent film, musical, animated movie. It's kind of a lot rolled into one. So if you kind of like mixed media kind of movies, please check it out because you might enjoy it. So it's been special this Halloween or this October because it's finally out into the world. But it's also kind of weird because for the last 2 years, every October we make a movie, and this is the first October that we haven't made a movie, which I guess that makes it sound like it's a grand tradition when really it's just something that happened 2 years in a row. But life got busy a little bit. So, we'll figure out something for next year. I have a couple ideas in the can already. If you listened to our podcast last Friday, we pitched an idea about, we spoiled the whole thing. We came up with a movie in 30 minutes, and that was a lot of fun. I'm not sure if that'll happen still or not, just because of scheduling and also just kind of how the weather affects the look of October here. But we'll try to shoot something this year. Don't worry, we'll do a Halloween movie next year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But I wanted to do something kind of weird that we've never done before, which is talk about costumes. Now we've talked about costumes in movie making, but if you are scratching your head, trying to think of, oh gee, I want to be a Halloween. I need a cool costume for my Halloween costume this year. I thought this might be helpful to people, which is the ghost costumes in Two Little Ghosts. And I want to talk about that because I just haven't. I realized I didn't talk about it in our behind the scenes making of video. We didn't talk about it on, in our podcast or anything. And I thought it'd be a cool thing to talk about because we've never talked about making costumes before. So, yeah. The ghost character first popped up in October. And in that movie, the costume was literally just a white sheet with 2 black pieces of paper taped to the front. So not really great. When we knew we wanted to make a Halloween movie on this ghost character, I knew we had to do the real deal. So this was the first prototype that was made. It is just a sheet with 2 holes. What these are right here is these are 2 holes that are cut out. I took scissors, snipped it out, and then if I flip it over on the other side, you'll see this. So what this is, it's a thin, mesh isn't the right word, but it's a very thin black fabric that is completely, totally see-through. But it's stacked and layered on top of each other. In fact, here's a bunch of it right here. You can buy this on Amazon for like 10 bucks. I actually repurposed this and I use this all for Ladanza, so it's actually it's got a lot of sand and stickiness and lots of, that one's really dirty and kind of unusable. But it comes out clean and you can see through it. So if I put this on, oh gee. Right? I can see you can't see my eyes, but that was the idea, is we wanted to make a ghost costume that you could actually see out of. And this is just a white sheet. All of the white sheets I purchased from Goodwill or Value Village, just thrift stores. You know, bought those sheets, washed them, cut holes in them, and then put this right on them. So this was kind of Mark 1 of the ghost costume. This sheet was a little bit smaller. I knew that at different moments in the movie we were going to have different things happen to the costume. So I wanted to have 2 main ones and then like kind of a backup one. This one was kind of Mark 1, but to make things better, this is more or less the same thing. The only difference is that it was definitely heavily used and a little bit dirtier. I mean, it was washed, but, you know, got stains on it. The only difference is on the inside, there was a beanie. So there's a beanie hat right here that the idea is that you put this on and then put the ghost costume on and it doesn't swivel around your head, right? It stays all in one place. And that's the idea with the ghost costume, because if you wore just a sheet, you know, it can shift around and slide around. But if you sew it to a beanie, it kind of works as like a little hat, which is really, really useful. All it took was, you know, if you want to make one of these, you just get a beanie, get a white sheet that can cover you or most of you or not as much of you. I mean, whatever, however long, however much you want to cover up. Get a sheet, get some of that mesh fabric, and cut some holes and sew it all together. Now, I didn't make this costume. My sister did, but I told her how to make it. Because I knew, or I figured in theory it worked. Now, obviously she had some input and was like, well, we could do this. Like, I thought we could just cut out the individual eyes of the black fabric and do one-to-one, but she was like, let's just put it all, because you only see through this side, right? Just have it all be one thing on the other side, and that's going to be a lot easier. And I was like, oh, you're right, that is a lot easier. But this is screen used. This one was used on screen. So was this one, this other one. The third ghost costume, because we only made 3, the third costume is in the hands of Nathan Cash up in Yakima, Washington. If you want to, if you want to fight him for it, go to Yakima, try to find Nathan Cash. But, you know, it's a very easy thing to make. And it's super duper, you know, simple. And I mean, it's classic kind of ghost costume. And I'm kind of surprised because I looked around on Amazon when I was making the movie, you know, hey, I just want to buy a ghost costume. And they're all like really elaborate. They're all had like maybe faces on them or, you know, other designs that I didn't quite like so much. But this was just, I just wanted the 2 eye holes, and that's, you know, no place was selling that. So we just made it ourselves. So yeah, if you're looking for an awesome costume this Halloween, please, try this out because it's really, really easy. You just, you know, sheet, mesh, beanie, sewing, and scissors. You need some scissors too. But yeah, that is how we made the ghost costumes for 2 Little Ghosts. I hope that gave you some ideas for Halloween. If you are gonna dress up as the ghost from our movie, you should tag us on Instagram and Twitter and all that and share the photos with us. We'd love to see it. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you to everyone who supported 2 Little Ghosts, and I hope you have a happy Halloween.